YouTube. All right, everybody. We're talking today about how to eliminate tension, strain, and inconsistency. These are the three biggies for singers that will cause massive frustration, shorten your career, stop you from landing the opportunities you want, and even cause vocal injury. None of those things are good, right? So what I want to put forth to you right now is that most of the problems that you have with your voice and your singing are not actually the real problem. The tension, the inconsistency on high notes, the strain when you're in high chest voice or belting, when you have that break or crack, transitioning between registers that won't smooth out, the frustration of being able to nail it in the practice room, but then, falling apart when it counts. None of these are the actual problem. And here's the thing. You've probably been treating each of these as separate problems, right? Like you're getting training on working your mix here, working out the tension in your high notes there, working your placement here, the strain in high chest voice over there, like you're playing whack-a-mole with your own voice. You guys know whack-a-mole, right? It's like here and then it pops up here and then you got it right. And this approach keeps you stuck because, like I said, none of those are individual problems. They are symptoms. And they all trace back to one root cause that almost nobody is talking about, which is the real problem. All these things that you're dealing with, they're symptoms of the real problem. And it is this, that you don't have a foundation for the ecosystem of your resonance. So think about it. In an ecosystem, if you don't have soil that is rich and solid, nothing robust or long-lasting is going to grow out of it. And so your resonance ecosystem behaves the same way. In this metaphor, it's like most of you are looking at the plants and wondering why they're weak or why they don't flower, why their leaves wilt easily, why they don't grow. And so what do? Well, you address each of these little problems. You prop them up with a stake or you spray the leaves with fungicide or whatever. You're addressing the symptoms, not the real problem. In this metaphor, the real problem is the soil. If you address the quality of the soil, then everything that grows out of it is way better. And so in the same way, tension and strain and inconsistency that you may experience when you sing is not the real problem. Those are symptoms of the real problem, which is that they're an outgrowth of either a non-existent or a flawed resonance foundation in your technique, a flawed foundation for that ecosystem. And so when you fix that foundation, then you're not playing whack-a-mole anymore with all those problems that you were trying to whack over here and whack over there. Now you address them in one fell swoop. And so the first step that I want you to understand to eliminate tension, strain, and inconsistency, the most important step to eliminating tension, strain, and inconsistency is to change how you're thinking about the problem and to understand what the real problem is. You can't change what you're not aware of. So with this new awareness of what the actual problem is, you can now do something powerful to fix it that actually works rather than continuing to play whack-a-mole and be frustrated. Like most things, guys, when you shift your mindset, when you shift your thinking, the change comes in your singing. Because when you think about this in a different way, that the problem is not the tension, the strain, whatever. The problem is that the ecosystem of your resonance, the foundation of your resonance is flawed, isn't working right, isn't robust, doesn't support. Okay, doesn't support what you're trying to grow from that in this metaphor. And so this is why we're doing the Resonance Breakthrough Bootcamp this weekend. Some of you may know that we're doing it. If you don't, we're doing a Resonance Bootcamp this weekend. It's Saturday, June 27th, this Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. East Coast time. It is 5 full hours with me, live, online, interactive. This is the exact same resonance training and method that singers who are inside our flagship 4-month intensive training program get. It's the same process. It's the thing that sets up foundationally this ecosystem for your resonance that eliminates the tension, the strain, the inconsistency, and gives you reliability and power throughout your entire voice. And so here's what we're going to be doing. Here's what you will walk away with. Your resonance, fully understood, engaged, dialed in. And so what that is, this is understanding the reboot code for your resonance to identify your bad habits and start to shift them, right? So what that's like is like seeing all the little weeds that are pests in the soil and, pests pulling them out, right? Getting rid of the bad habits. How to smooth your brakes so you're not worried about transitioning registers anymore. How to stop sabotaging your high notes without realizing it. We're going to talk about your mix, what the hell mixing really is, how to do it, and why it's absolutely essential as an aspect of your resonance for reliability and impact every time you sing. And then tools for healthy belting, healthy high chest voice. So you have power and freedom in your high chest voice when you need it in a healthy, sustainable way. And then I'm going to give you a practice strategy to condition all of your new resonance tools into your muscle memory, a method for being able to bridge all of this resonance work directly into your repertoire, because there's nothing worse than being able to really feel like you got something when you're doing the exercises, but then when you go into your songs, into your rep, it doesn't show up, right? So how to bridge that gap into your rep, giving you practice MP3s and a bootcamp workbook so that you are able to go back and practice this. So you'll get practice MP3s of all the exercises that we're going to do in the bootcamp. And so it's 5 hours of training, guys, full afternoon. 1 full hour of Q&A, that's part of that, for make sure all your questions are answered. And you guys, the bootcamp is only $87. I am giving this to you for a massive, no-brainer investment. This is not something that I want you to take lightly. Just so you know, singers invest thousands of dollars in our training program to get this method, okay? $87, you will spend more this weekend on dinner and a movie for you and your friend. So the bootcamp replay is also included in the 87, which means that you can go back and you can watch it over and over and over again to condition your tools. It also means that if you can't make it live on Saturday, don't worry about it. Register anyway. You get the replay. You can watch it that night whenever you want, as much as you want. Okay. So I'm going to put the link in the chat if you're watching on Facebook, in the comments if you're watching on Facebook, so that you can register if you would like to join us for that. Where are my comments? This is very odd. Ooh. Seems like I don't have the ability to put a comment right now. Okay, as soon as I end the live, don't go anywhere. I'm going to literally come in and put it right in the comment as soon as I do that. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to register is in the video description copy. So it's already there for you that you can grab. Now, I do want to be honest with you guys for a second. And because I said this on Monday, and I will say it again. The last time that we dove deep into resonance and really addressed the ecosystem of your resonance foundationally, the last time we did that in the last bootcamp was a while ago. And the singers who came to that bootcamp, the singers who showed up for that, they left different. Their resonance clicked. Their mix made sense. Their high chest voice felt free and powerful. And the singers who did not show up, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I'm not to make you feel bad, but they're still stuck in the same place that they were 6 months ago because their foundation hasn't changed. The ecosystem is still the same. And so what's grown out of it hasn't changed much. And so the question is not, do I need another workshop? Should I register for this thing, for this other workshop? The question is, how much longer am I going to stay stuck? So it's $87 this Saturday, June 27th, 5 hours that change everything. Register now. This bootcamp is led by me, so it will be my feedback on your resonance if you register as a VIP and you're getting the hot seat coaching. And all of the general admission folks will have me to speak to in the Q&A, get all your questions answered along with all the direct training examples. So what are you waiting for? Join us on Saturday. The last time I did this was like November or October. I don't know when I'm doing it again. So get in there because you can't afford to not know these things and shift this ecosystem any longer. Okay? All right, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye, guys.